Welcome, everybody, to another weekly Wisdom with Rukmani. Thank you for being here one more time. I really appreciate your support, your love, your comments, your messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So in today's episode, we're talking about community, the importance of community, and how that really help us in our journey of self-awareness and really this journey of awakening and reawakening. So we have been conditioned really to go against each other, to fight. Like if we look at our world, there's many things that we can see that are very clear, when we're looking at politics, when we're looking at like wars and etc. Honestly, I'm not very familiar with any of those things. But when I'm looking at like the things that happened, it's just a lot of tension that has been built up in the human species, and that fight and this race of trying to be better than each other and just have in a way being in the pedestal, so people can like be like, oh, you're so good, you're so good. And the thing is, when we're looking at the things energetically, we're all the same. This is what I love energy, honestly, because it shows you as it is. Here in this realm, things might seem like one way, but they're actually not that way. See, there's like the illusion of it is that it can be shown as it actually is, or it can be shown as something and it is something different, And we see this with people when people are trying to get something out of you, when they play tricks, right? How like when somebody's just saying, yes, you will get this, and this face like is so welcoming and whatever for people that are not aware of the energies. And then behind the scenes, we're stabbing you in the back. And so like, what does this do to our society? What does this do to our planet? It's not really creating harmony. It's creating this harmony. And what it does, it brings more tension, it brings more separation, which inside the soul, our beings actually feel it. Because if one person is going through something, it means that like somebody else or all of us are feeling that in such a small degree as well, because we're all connected. So when we're looking from the space of like interconnectivity and oneness, if something happens somewhere in the world, if you do something wrong to somebody, you're doing it to yourself, and you're doing it to all of us, and you're doing it to life. You're doing it to the creator, you're doing it to the great mother and the great father, and so on. And so I like to look at these things because it's easier for me, especially working with energy and seeing so many things, to just look at it from that perspective. And this is where a lot of the compassion comes from, because of course, it's not that I lived my life like this, like all of it. I definitely went through those stages as well. I definitely messed up with people. I definitely did funky things, but then I learned, and I realized the pain that I was not only causing somebody else, but myself. This is really the key point, because when we're in this journey and we're releasing, we feel it. We feel it. When I've been releasing many things, especially about my divorce, like I felt the pain of my ex. I felt the pain of everything that I had done to him. And of course, like it brought so much compassion for him and also for myself, because I wasn't in such a good space, but I definitely did think that I was doing the right thing. And here it is, and because of that, because I felt it, because for me, it's not a story anymore or like a concept, as reality, because I lived it. I lived going through that, and also the release and feeling his own emotions, and my own, of course, and then my own feeling his own emotions. Like it's just like a really big thing. So from that, then it's like, oh, I will definitely be better. I will strive to be better. I'm striving to be better, to have as much compassion as I can for somebody else, to not take it personally, to do my best, to not make assumptions, because I don't know what somebody's going through. Just like I was going through something and people just assumed that I was okay, And so here, that made me realize and guided me to feel also the oneness within us all. the oneness that we all have. And again, if we are one, right, through that experience, once we feel it, it means that if I harm myself, I'm harming you. That if you harm yourself, you're harming me. If I'm harming a tree, I'm harming myself. I'm harming our mother. And so how could I? This doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. We're still having a human experience and it might happen again. But what it means is that we can be more conscious about these things. So then we are actually operating from the space of unconditional love rather than pointing fingers, rather than creating more wars. Because a lot of times we don't even know what we're fighting each other for. I have this story in my family that it's like, why are you mad at him or her? I don't know. It just, we are. And you're staying mad and you don't even know why. It's so silly, and it comes the ego, the pride, the pride is so much part of the ego. It's like, no, I don't know why I'm mad at this person, but I'm going to stay because he or she needs to say sorry to me. Do they really? That's also the ego talking, like they got to say sorry to me. People are going to apologize when they're ready to apologize. And then that's not really like your healing, your healing is really about like, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I will forgive him or her for whatever they harm you. I will forgive myself for this because otherwise it's creating a blockage in me. So it's a little bit easier to walk through life with that mentality, of course. But of course, at times at the beginning of the journey, when it's still a concept, this oneness is still a concept that is not really a reality, then of course, like the ego will play a bigger game. And it might win at times, if we want to call it win, in a way that is just playing you, it's like the puppeteer, right? Rather than you working with it, because we can work with the ego in a very healthy way, But here we go, all this separation in humanity and all these wars, all the sufferings throughout the planet and disruption of the earth, disruption of cultures, disruption of tribus, that are just harming us. And so what has created also is like this harmony of community, and what really community is, the dissolve of community. Because in communities, we help each other, we help each other to thrive. We help each other to grow. And at times in our planet nowadays, it seems like, no, if this person grows, it's going to take everything from me. So I'm just going to like not even help you. And it could be like as simple, honestly, as simple as recognizing something in them and saying like, you did a very good job, which is so simple to do. But the thing is that we are, our being likes to be in community, likes to be around others, because that's how we grow, that's how we share, like if we're looking behind the scenes of all the energetics are just like spreading and hugging everything, because it's one, there's no separation, right? So in this reality, that's also what it strives to do, to remember and recognize our brothers and sisters and be together and grow together without that disruption, without that tension. And so here we are in this part of existence in the human species where we have the choice to break those codes and those paradigms, and we can, if we can, just saying like, I'll do my best, and realize, that we can actually rise higher together. We can. When we are together, like a stronger bubble of energy gets transmuted in a way, gets created, and then it's bigger and bigger. So therefore it also has an aura and is stronger and is more protective. And then we have so many people that have our backs, rather than you figuring out like, am I safe? Am I safe? So this is the key or the important aspect of our life. Because again, we have been conditioned to do everything by ourselves, to like just go higher in this ladder and just become this CIO, CEO, etc., and have so much money and have everybody below you and doing all your work, and like you see the pyramid, right? That the person on the top is the most important person, and the ones at the bottoms are just slaves. And what is that creating? Again, separation, because it's saying this person is better than all these people, and then this people is better than this, and etc., right? When in reality, we're not better than anybody else. We have different gifts, we have different talents, and we shine different than other people, but we're still the same. We're still the same. We all come from a womb. We all come from the womb of the universe. We are all energy behind the scenes. We are born and then we die, as if we leave this experience and we go back into the same field. It happens to all of us. We cannot shy away from all of this at all. We can't. And so when we recognize that we're not better than each other, that yes, we're having these personal experiences and they might be a little bit different, but we can actually have some kind of feedback with somebody else and they can see something else that you haven't been able to see, and it helps you in your growth. That is not only helping you, but it's helping all the species in our planet, because then it's a recognition of a soul, it's a connection. And here it's like, whoa, wow, thank you. I didn't do this. There's so many times in life that if somebody hadn't said something, then would you have tried it? Or would you have seen a different perspective? Would you imagine the power of community if we have that all around? If you had that all around since you were a little kid, to have, and this is good feedback, okay? This is not judgment. Feedback that can help you grow. And this is what community does. It's powerful mirrors out of unconditional love. Powerful mirrors out of unconditional love. Not to punish you, they're not community doesn't put a mirror right in front of your face and says like, do you see this? It puts a mirror in front of your face and it says, do you see this? Do you see the difference? Do you see this? This is you as well. This gifts also run through you in a unique way in your own system. This is the power of community. Seeing each other as a divine being, recognizing each other, loving each other, supporting each other through this growth, getting stronger energetically with love. So then we really can win against this fight in humanity. And then there will be less separation, less and less and less separation. There's so many communities nowadays that are like expanding and growing in different parts of the world. Those are energetic hubs. They're holding space for all of us to continue to grow. And then we'll continue to spread and spread and spread, because we know the power of love. We know the power of community, and nothing can stop that. Nothing can stop that. People can try to, but there's nothing stopping love. That's like the energy field of the life itself. There's nothing stopping love. And so the more that we surrender to this energetic field of a community, it can start as small as with 2 people, honestly. And then eventually it will bring, because again, it's an energetic hub and it's sending signals saying, we're here, brother, we're here, sister, find us. And just like magnets, bloop, they come together. And then you find your soul family, you find your community. It's like, oh, dude, I've been looking for you. How amazing is this? So I invite you, to begin to open up. Just really open up if this feels aligned. Really open up, saying to the universe, I'm ready for my tribe. I'm ready for my community. I'm ready for my tribu. And just let yourself be totally surprised by the power of the universe, by all these amazing surprises that just happen. Like, whoa, I didn't know this could happen this way. And just open up the space in your heart. If there's anything that comes up, honestly, when hearing, like, you don't have to do that alone. Journal about it. Inquiry is so powerful. And again, this is not to punish yourself. This is because you love yourself. See, from the space of unconditional love, there's more surrender. I'm doing this because I love myself. I'm doing this because I'm judging myself and I want to change myself. I'm doing this because I love myself. See, it's a big difference. Entering that point in your system through that space of unconditional love can help you shift all these things. Amazing. And it's already us. The love is already us. So of course you will find your way. It just will be a little faster and stronger with the community. So just begin to open up and see what comes up. You know, be surprised. Be surprised because it's wonderful. So wonderful. Like honestly, the community here in Lawrence is beyond amazing. I didn't even expect this. I didn't even know my community was going to be here. And this doesn't mean that this is my only community. I have communities all around the world, but I am currently here. And so this community, I am here to make it stronger, and it's here to make me stronger. See, it works both ways. It's not that I just came here to make up this community. The community was already here before I even showed up. But it's like we all have something to give to the community, and therefore we also receive other things. When we give from the space of unconditional love, like the support, like I'm here, so then you can see yourself through me. I'm here as a beautiful mirror and reflection of yourself. This is why I'm here. Not to like make tricks. Then the community opens up and it's like, wow, yes, I feel that in you. People feel the space that you come from. People feel the space that you come from. And then the community opens up and they gift you so many things. And I'm not talking about material things. It could be as well. What I'm talking about is also you, because the community is also a beautiful reflection of yourself, and it will guide you through different processes that perhaps you were already doing, or you didn't even know you still had to go through that process. It's a win-win situation for all of us, not just for the people that are in that physical community, but the community of the planet as a whole. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So again, the invitation, right? If it's a line, of course, for you, if it vibes for you. And if it doesn't, inquiry, journal about it. Why doesn't it vibe? Why doesn't it vibe? And do I want it to vibe? You know, what am I losing when it's not really vibing with me? What's taken away from me? And then if that were different, how will my life change? How would I change? Amazing, right? So amazing. I love community, by the way. It's just something that I didn't really have as a kid. And once I began to be part of one, I was like, whoa, wow, all these people are really powerful and really awesome. The mirror, it allowed me to see my own power. And then I could be that perfect mirror for everybody else too, because you are already that perfect mirror that it is reawakening its eye to see you, to see you. I love 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 you. Ciao, fies.